Hello, welcome to District 30 Toastmasters Member Spotlight. Every month, we invite Spotlight 1 to 2 members from our district who are from different backgrounds, who have different professional level in public speaking and presentation. However, what they have in common is that they all benefited from Toastmasters. Some of them even have the Toastmasters journey that transformed their life. Today, I'm so happy we have invited our fellow member, Marty Jalove, who was 3 times district speech winner in the past. And at once, actually, we both were in the same contest. That's how I get to meet Marty. So let's welcome Marty. Hey, Marty.
Hello, how are you? Thank you so much for this invitation. I'm very excited.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for joining me and to share your remarkable Toastmasters journey.
Yes, yeah, and you're right. It definitely has been remarkable. I owe so much to Toastmasters, so any opportunity I have to share my journey with other people, you can count on me.
Great. So how about tell us a little bit about you?
Okay. Well, I have been in sales and marketing my entire life. Ever since I can remember, ever since I was a little kid, I have been selling. I used to sell at flea markets. I used to sell door to door. I sold on the phone. I did all kinds of stuff. So I always enjoyed speaking with people and learning how to improve my selling profession. But the idea of standing up on stage in front of people was something a little bit different. I always loved talking one-on-one, so I knew that was a little shortcoming for myself, and I knew I had to improve that. So that's why I ended up stumbling upon Toastmasters.
So how did you join in the Toastmasters club? Somebody invited you, or you just happened to search the Toastmasters online?
It is more like that. Somebody had mentioned Toastmasters to me, and I was like, I don't know, what is Toastmasters? What does that mean? And they kind of explained it, and I said, okay. So I probably did the same thing that so many other people did. I said, so this is just for me to practice giving a toast somewhere? Okay, there's got to be more. And they're like, no, it's so much more than that. And so I looked it up online, and I was amazed by how many clubs there were, not only in my area, but just all over the world. So I immediately just said, all right, I'm going to make the appointment and start going to all the clubs in my area to see if if this is something I want to be part of.
That's great. And with your profession, definitely presentation is something that you really have the passion to improve on.
Well, yes. And I'll tell you, it's this whole thing is like I told you, speaking to people one-on-one, I had no problem. I didn't have the opportunity really for speaking in front of a group. I didn't have the opportunity to get up on a stage and talk to an audience. So when I did do that every once in a while, I was definitely nervous. I would get stage fright. When I joined Toastmasters, that was my biggest fear. I was like, oh my gosh, here I am. I have to talk in front of these people, complete strangers, a big group of people. And I seriously was very, very nervous. Now, I could talk, but just this idea of talking in front of a group, especially a group that I said were, wow, these are professional speakers. These are people who are trained to speak. I went in there, and Toastmasters is this warm, welcoming family that no matter how good you are, no matter how bad you are, if you're new at it, old at it, whatever, it's just a hug you get from the audience that makes it so easy just to speak in front of the group. So as soon as I opened my mouth, my first meeting, I haven't shut it since.
That's great. That's why I can imagine you used to be nervous about being in front of people. Thank you so much for sharing your past. That's how making us, like me, like many of the other people who are nervous about it, to see actually professional like you still had that past who were No.
I was going to say, I would say that if anyone ever tells you that they're not nervous, not even nervous a little bit when they're on stage, to me, that means that they're either lying or they don't have a message that's really important to them. Because every time I talk, if it's a message I really want to share and I really want to get it across, I still get nervous on the stage. There's times I'm up there and those butterflies are in my stomach. They're going crazy. I still get that after still being in Toastmasters for almost, it's about 3.5 years.
Yeah, I agree. I also met some of the other professional speakers. They all shared the same kind of backgrounds. So thank you so much. So
Sure.
After you joined the Toastmasters, now it's over 3 years, right? 3.5 years. So what did you find that is surprising to you that you didn't expect?
Okay, again, number one, without a doubt, the most incredible thing was this warm welcoming that I found so many people that were similar to me, different levels of proficiency in speaking, but all of them wanting to achieve something, and just a great deal of family and friendship there. It really is this family atmosphere, this strong friendship that's so important. And the encouragement to want to continue to grow. I still get calls from so many other Toastmasters doing two things. Hey, would you come and speak at my club? Or how can I help you get to the next level, Marty? How can I help you do another level in Pathways or something like that? So it's this constant encouragement, the pats on the back, and like I said, the hugs. It's just incredible.
Yeah, I agree. And I knew that you actually do workshops at your own club just to try to contribute what you earned from Toastmasters experience.
Yeah, so I'm a member of two clubs right now.
Yes.
One is Long Grove Lake Zurich, and the other one is the Sunday Speakers. And you're right, every Sunday, such an incredible club. They allow me to do a 30-minute workshop every single Sunday, and they are benefiting so much from it, and so am I, because it's forcing me to go out of my way, learn more, and articulate these ideas that I have. So it's a perfect win-win for both of us.
Yeah, I agree. That's great. I'm sure your club is really lucky to have you.
Well, thank you.
Okay, tell us one time when you utilized what you learned from that. Is that your business?
Okay.
Or like
well, I'll tell you what.
Knife or something?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, because I told you before, and you know this, that I created an entire business helping people break through that shell, showing them how they can get in front of their audience and speak. But before I even talk about my business, the first thing, like you're saying, where did I see that I could utilize this skill?
Yeah.
Was when I was asked to do the youth program. The Toastmaster youth program was amazing to talk to young kids. Yeah. And to see how eager they were to learn how to speak, to learn how to debate, learn how to just get up and share their ideas. And so I'm kind of a goofy guy. I like to laugh. I like to play. You can see by my background, I'm a colorful person. And so dealing with these children as young as 7 years old, I was like, wow, I found my real world. These kids understand my jokes. They laugh at what I say. And I was able to bring them out of their shells. And some of the kids that I taught when they were very young are starting to grow, and they're getting older, a few years older. And it's really neat. I had one of them who is now becoming an Eagle Scout. And he came to me and he said, hey, would you write a letter of recommendation for me? And it was touching because he still wanted to stay in contact with me years after having this connection.
That's great. Teaching others is the best way to learn. I think that's great. Like you utilize that to really benefit others, to educate others, and to really encourage them to be the brave side of themselves, because everyone has a shy side. Everyone has a brave side. Yeah.
Well, great. I don't know if you ever heard this. I love this saying. It's a very old saying that says, if you want to be happy for an hour, take a nap. If you want to be happy for a day, go fishing. If you want to be happy for a year, win some money. But if you want to master happiness for your entire life, help other people.
That's a great quote. I need to write it down.
There you go. There you go. I'll email it to you so you don't have to write it down right now.
That's an amazing quote. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. I'm
Sure.
sure it will help the people in front of the screen watching your talk. That's a great saying.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, have you serving any leadership roles at Toastmasters since you joined?
Yes, of course. I love this. Aside from just volunteering where I can and when I have time, which is mostly what I do, I'll tell any club that if they need a speaker, if I've got the time, I'll help there. I'll volunteer to help. I'll work with their open houses, whatever, do workshops, wherever anyone needs. If I've got a skill that I can share, I'm going to do that. So that's more informal. On the formal side, yes, I have been the VP of PR multiple times in my club. And now I am currently the area director, which I'll tell you, I salute all the people behind the scenes. It's really fun to stand on the stage and talk and have a good time, but we forget how hardworking the leaders in our district are. Like you yourself, you put a lot of extra time just to help build the entire district. So unless you take on one of those leadership positions, you really don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So thank all of you.
Thank you. Thank you for acknowledging that. Actually, in fact, because Toastmasters is a nonprofit organization,
right,
entirely based on volunteers from around the world. The first 2 years, actually, I didn't serve any leadership roles.
Okay.
So I was just like you mentioned, like just stood there in front of crowds, trying to improve my own speaking skills and like participated in some contests. However, yeah, after this half year, I have been serving in the leadership team. I realized how much work they put into, how much work we need to put into. Then I appreciate the opportunities even more.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, it was the first year when I first joined. It's got to have been maybe my second or third meeting. I was asked, do I want to jump into one of the contests? It was really early on. And I was like, I don't know what that means. What do I have to do? And they said, you just come up here. And it was the table topics, the impromptu speaking contest. And I said, sure, I'll do that. And I ended up winning at the club level. And I was so excited, like, oh, this is awesome. Yeah. That's when I learned, when they said, now you represent our club in the area. And I was like, wait, what do you mean? And it dawned on me that this was so much bigger than just this club.
Yes.
So I went to the area and got to meet more people. And luckily for me, I won the area. And then from there, went to the division and met more people, great speakers, even better speakers, and a larger audience. And I was lucky enough to win that contest and made it my first year to the district stage. And I love this. This was my first year. And I remember having to walk up onto that stage, and there were well over 300 people in the audience. And I'm standing on the stage giving that speech. And it kind of dawns on you where you're like, all of these people, hundreds of people making all of this happen, and they're all volunteers. It's just an overwhelming experience. And that's why I just love this. And that's why I keep referring as Toastmasters as this warm, loving family, because of all that these people give. Yeah,
I agree. Also, not only once you serve the leadership position, you also get enough chances, opportunities to speak, such as today. Now I get a chance to meet excellent professional speakers like you and the other fellow members. I do encourage all the members, all the people who are planning to join Toastmasters to take leadership roles.
Definitely. Yes.
Yeah, I often tell people that at Toastmasters, at least you don't have to be a big boss to pay the big boss to show your leadership skills.
That's right.
To show your leadership potential. Yeah.
I agree with you 100% there. You're right.
Yeah, that's great. So some people outside of Toastmasters, they don't know what Toastmasters is about. Do
Right.
you have any like simple way to put how you tell the people who are not sure about Toastmasters, but they are interested in public speaking?
Right, right. Well, I look at it this way. I talk to a lot of people, and I read an interesting fact that the world population, I think it's 76% of the world population has some form of glossophobia, is what it's called. It's the fear of public speaking. They have some level of this fear. That's 76%. That's 3/4 of the people out there have a little bit of fear, apprehension of getting up on that stage, talking in front of people. So I look at these people and I just ask people, I go, don't you think that your career, your relationships, just your day-to-day would be better if your communication could improve just a little bit, just a tiny bit? All right, so people could truly understand what you're saying, your dreams, your thoughts, your ideas, right? And everyone goes, yeah, of course. And I go, so well, that's exactly what Toastmasters does. Toastmasters is the gymnasium for your throat. Okay, it's the place where we get to exercise our ideas, the way we express it, and you get a multitude of coaches that are right in the water with you, right there helping you, and they're learning while you're learning, and you're each helping each other just grow and becoming better. And I said, it's so, the market with so many people being a little bit of afraid of speaking, having a little bit of apprehension, the market is so big that people, if they just came to 1 or 2 meetings, I think that they would feel that love that's given at a Toastmaster meeting. They'll feel that and they'll join. So that's what I tell people is everyone's got that fear. Take a look, jump into a Toastmaster meeting, try it, give it a second meeting, give it a third meeting, and trust me, you will improve.
Thank you for the message.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm sure many people do need this little bit of message to encourage them to understand that there are opportunities there in front of them, free.
Right.
Yeah, free, at least in the beginning, free to test it out.
Sure.
Before you join. That's why ever since I joined Toastmasters, I have been very proud of this opportunity that I get into, and I have been sharing this with others. Just like you.
Yeah,
we all are proud of Toastmasters.
Well, here's another thing. I think you'll agree with this. We learn a lot more from failing. Okay, yes. We'll try, and when you win, it's great to win, but we learn when we fail because we see, well, this is how they interpreted my message. This, I should have delivered it better, etc. There's a lot of things we learn. And I tell people, wouldn't you rather learn at a Toastmaster meeting? So if you fail and you fall on your face, you're still surrounded by friends who are going to pick you up. Wouldn't you rather fail at a meeting here instead of failing at a business presentation where you're in front of your customers, your bosses, and your peers? And that's when you don't want to fail then. You want to perfect your skills in a Toastmasters meeting before you present outside.
I think that's so critical. I think that's very important. Yeah, you're right. It's better to practice before you really need to utilize the skill that you really need at work, especially at work. The real world is not as forgiving.
Yes, that's right.
As Toastmasters, for sure. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So before we close our interview, it's so nice chatting with you. I know
my pleasure.
Chat that for hours. However, before we close the interview, do you have any additional message or additional information you want to share?
Okay, well, I just wanted to mention one thing. Okay, like you had brought up before, my business, I started my business, which is Master Happiness, and I do a lot. I help so many people because what Toastmasters did was it allowed me to focus on what I wanted to do, and that was that bringing happiness or talking to people and bring that happiness out of them. So Toastmasters gave me the courage, the tools, the knowledge, the ability to go out there and help kids, help college students, help small business people do just that. Just reach into what's inside them, and bring that out, bring out their passion. What I always say is I ask the question, what's your bacon? What's the thing that wakes you up in the morning, gets you excited? And so because of Toastmasters, I've been able to build something that I really believe I'm helping other people. So thank you, Toastmasters.
That's great. Thank you so much, Marty. Thank you so much for sharing your Toastmaster journey and your great tips and suggestions to the people in front of us.
Thank you so much. It has been my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Marty.
All right.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.